Hello there and welcome back to some more Forza Motorsport 7. Today we are taking a look at the May 2019 update. We are going to be doing an overview of it, taking a look at the spotlight cars, as well as a look at a couple of the additions made with this update. Although, outside of the spotlight cars, this was not a particularly massive update. Speaking of spotlight cars, we got 6 of them this time round. Which is the most sort of free spotlight cars we've been given so far, or the most in a single month. Previously, it was the Mustang RTR pack, but now we have a we have 4 new Indycars added to the game. These are the 2019 spec ones, similar to the ones that were in the game previously, the 2017 models. We have 2 Chevrolets and 2 Honda versions. So we have the 2019 Chevrolet number 22 Team Penske Dallara, the 2019 Chevrolet number 2 Team Penske Dallara, the 2019 Honda number 9 Chip Ganassi Racing Dallara, and the 2019 Honda number 15 Ral Letterman Langian Racing Dallara. Yes, for IndyCars, for those of you who don't know, bear in mind I have a very base knowledge of IndyCar. I know almost nothing about it, but I do know about the cars. Essentially, it's a case of the chassis is called the Dallara DW12, and teams have a choice of either going for a Honda power plant or a Chevrolet power plant. So, in terms of statistics, all of these cars are exactly the same. The only real difference between them is the country of origin. All 4 of them produce 690 horsepower, 300 foot-pound torque, 1,580 pounds of weight, X-Class 99 MPI, mid-engined rear-wheel drive, as you'd expect from these sort of cars. And, yeah, pretty much no difference between any of these. I kind of like them. I kind of like the new design of them. In terms of sort of favourites, I kind of like this yellow Chevrolet one, and for Honda, I'm a huge fan of this Letterman one. It really reminds me of those old Honda F1 cars. Really not a fan of whatever this is supposed to be, and as usual, the new Garden car does not look particularly all that interesting. But I've seen some hype for this, and there is actually one additional feature to these cars, which I will show later on. But in addition to that, we also got 2 other cars. The one I'm most interested in is this, the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 pace car. 755 horsepower, 715 foot-pound torque, 3,560 pounds of weight, S-Class 772 PI, front-engine rear-wheel drive. This was a car I was actually thinking was going to make the jump over to Forza Motorsport 7, although not quite in this guise. Essentially, the ZR1 is the new sort of final send-off version of the C7 Corvette, designed to be even more mental than the Z06. It has a big wing, a big splitter, and currently it's going around and trying to beat all of the lap records set by the Dodge Viper ACR, because the only way to beat the Viper ACR, of course, is to wait until it's dead and then throw a load of power into a Corvette. This particular version is the pace car version, unlike the one in Horizon 4, which has been in the game for a couple of months. This one, yeah, official pace car version. It has this sort of interesting looking livery on it. Not a huge fan of the silver, yellow and black, I've got to be honest, but there you go. It also has the pace car lights on it. Unfortunately, those cannot be taken off the top of it. I kind of would have preferred to see this car either available to be converted back into the standard road version, or just have the standard road version with the addition of pace car lights, as we have with quite a few cars, but this is the way they've decided to do it. Yeah, it is a cool car, don't get me wrong. I do like the ZR1 a fair bit. I quite like the C7 Corvette. I'm going to be kind of sad to see this one go. It's probably my favourite Corvette generation since the C4. Unfortunately, the ZR1, much like in Horizon 4, I have actually driven this one a little bit, and I've got to say, it doesn't drive particularly nicely. An ACR Viper, this is not even a Corvette Z06 really in its handling capabilities, but it should be quicker, because it does have a lot more power. And the final car added was the 1969 Ford Brawner Hawk III, 680 horsepower, 391 foot-pound torque, 1,400 pounds of weight, P-Class 935 PI, mid-engined rear-wheel drive. This, interestingly enough, you might not know this, is actually a returning car from Forza Motorsport 6. It was in the Turn 10 Select car pack, along with stuff like the Isetta and the racing truck. It is a odd-looking piece of machinery. It sort of has an outside turbocharger, it has asymmetrical wings, it's a bit of a mental nuthouse car. As far as I can tell, I did do some research on this one. Essentially, this was sort of a botched together car that was switched to halfway through a season, and it proved to do very well indeed. One difference between this and the Forza Motorsport 6 incarnation of this car is that it does actually have a different livery this sort of 50th anniversary livery, sort of like what you'd find on the Hot Wheels cars, although you can put on the standard orange number 2 livery if you like. So yeah, there you go. A good roster of cars. Personally, I'm not going to get any use at all out of the Indycars. I didn't like driving these things before, and from people who I know are actually into IndyCar, they say that these things have even less downforce now, so they'll be even worse to drive. They basically just drive like understeer F1 cars. They look cool, don't get me wrong, but I really won't be driving these because they're really not my cup of tea. But if you're into them, then I'm happy that you're probably quite happy. The Brawner is interesting and mental, but I don't think I'll be driving that. The ZR1 is probably going to be the car I get the most use out of here, although unfortunately because of its driving characteristics, maybe not all that much. One other neat feature worth pointing out with these Indy cars is they actually do have different types of aero. I believe this is for when they go road racing, as far as I've been told. So you can sort of give them the shallower wing that they would have, as well as this sort of peculiar tiny little wing on the back end of them. It does reduce some weight. I don't know if it actually makes a practical difference in terms of games. I don't know if those have less downforce on them when you put those on, or more, or whatever, but they are there, which is something worth pointing out. So there you go. That is the IndyCars. As far as other changes to the game, there really isn't all that much. Essentially, the only real difference we have to talk about, the main thing here, is that Forza race regulations are triggerable in a in-game lobby. So if I don't think I can do it with driver tiles, but they're here for some reason. But if you go into an online lobby, you'll be able to turn them on for custom lobbies if you want to use that. The sort of Forza race regulations are constantly being tweaked. It's sort of, there's other videos on Forza racing regulations, I have no doubt. Unfortunately, I know absolutely nothing about it. I don't race online. I don't care. And to be honest with you, I think race regulation systems in online racing games are always broken, so I don't think this one will be particularly any different. But it is there if you are interested in that. There's also a couple of improvements, such as headlights have been improved for some cars. Stability has also received an improvement on the PC side of things, as it usually does in these updates. And yeah, that is pretty much your listing of what's going on in Forza in May. There's also a bounty hunter, which is worth pointing out. They are putting 11 IndyCar drivers in a bounty hunter, and for every IndyCar driver / IndyCar owner of a team, you will get 100,000 credits plus a prize car. You can see a full list of some of the prize cars up for grabs on ForzaMotorsport.net. As someone who owns all the cars in the game, no, this is particularly interesting to me. Unlike the old bounty hunters, there is no new exclusive cars to add to this lot. It is purely what was already around, so there you go. Also, does this one... Okay, no, it is an automatic. I'm about to say, does this one have that weird 7-speed manual? But no, it has the... I'm assuming 8-speed automatic is in this. Anyways, that's it for the May update. Thank you all very much for watching. Do let me know down below in the comment section what you thought of it, and call me an idiot for not being interested in IndyCar in the slightest. Yeah, other than that, thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a farewell.